Have you been wondering how to reach out to your spirit guides? Well, this video is for you. I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that, but also how to interpret the messages they send through your spiritual guidance. So, hit the subscribe button, come on in, make yourself comfortable, thumbs up button, and ring the little bell so you'll be notified when I come back over with free videos just like this. I'm Nicole Unrae, and my job is to help you learn all about spiritual guidance so you can learn how to hear from the Most High. And our spirit guides are a member of our spiritual team sent by God. So there was a time that I was in my room and I felt the temperature in the room change. And without me looking up or moving, as soon as I was studying, and I felt the temperature change, and immediately I knew from my own personal experience an energy entered the room or made themselves known. They may have very well already been in my room. Now, that wasn't the surprising part. Energies, spirits, lost souls have welcomed themselves around me, and evil energy has been near me, and godly energy has been near me, ascended loved ones, the whole 9 yards. So I've learned through decades of experience on how to deal with all of that. But what I want you to catch here is I was already deep into studying and focused. My human was focused on studying. And immediately, when I felt the temperature in the room change, I froze. Now, you're the soul within your human. So your human is on autopilot, yet you are not. You, the soul within your human. Consciousness, that side of you that is always aware of the subtleties happening around you. That is the connection between you and your spirit guides. And so when that temperature in the room changed, my human has already been taught by me on how to respond. So my human froze. I was writing. Soon as I felt the temperature change, my human stopped writing. I didn't look up. I didn't do anything because my human side was being directed by me, the soul within my human. Remember, you're a dual being. The part of you that's autopilot has to get in check in order for you to hear from our spirit guides and to interpret the messages that you're receiving from your spiritual guidance. Okay? And so in that moment, my human stopped, froze, and just waited for me, the soul within my human, to direct my human. Okay? And at that moment, I knew, okay, an energy just made themselves known that they're here. So immediately, you're going to use your spiritual gifts, and we all have them. Immediately, my human is detached from me in that moment. Okay? Froze. My human's just not moving, eyes or anything. and focused on just pausing. Very important, because that stillness, that is a form of isolation and detachment from third dimensional energy and autopilot mode that must happen for you to connect with your spirit guides and interpret and have conversations that actually make sense. So in that moment, my human paused, and I was able to see with my spiritual sight who entered my room. And in that moment, once I saw the image of who entered the room, I looked in the direction of that being, of where the being was that I saw in my mind's eye. What I saw was a pale young man who wasn't human, but was formed as a human being. No shirt, no nipples or no chest definition, just the formation, arms, torso, and had on blue pants. But the blue was almost translucent, but not really. His skin, and I say his because of my limited human explanation for you to understand, was more of white, not Caucasian, not pinkish, not tannish, white as a cloud, but translucent and milky, like 1% milk diluted with water and glue, which is the best way that I can explain the color of his skin in connection with something that you know in this physical dimension. Because our spirit guides are not human. And so his skin was a different color than a human being. And he was laying on a shelf or a ledge that I didn't have in my room. And so my human was paused. My human then, once I gave my human the vision through my mind's eye because I connected with him, and then I was able to tell my human, it's okay, you can look. My human looked and was able to see the same identical image, which was one of my spirit guides. Now, I had never seen this spirit guide before in my life. Never. But his energy was very comfortable. It was very familiar, which is another way I was able to make sure my human was able to pause. My human wasn't freaked out. My human knew to wait on further direction from me, the soul within her. And by the way, the person you're looking at is my human being. But who you're connecting with on a soul level is me. So once I was able to see, excuse me, my spirit guide, he told me his name, and I recognized that name because he had told me his name before throughout the years, and I recognized his presence. But he didn't stay long. This was just the first time that I'd seen him, and this had to be at least 15 years after he originally connected with me or let his presence be known. He told me to call my auntie. And my auntie had been on my soul. And I said that, Lord, I'm going to call her. And I didn't. And that same day, that night, when I was studying, that spirit guide came to me and told me, you need to call her. And when he told me that, his energy came over me. And I, in my soul, said, okay. It wasn't a verbal, okay, I will. It was, I got it. You got it. God's got it. I'm doing it. It was agreement. And as soon as I came into agreement with my spirit guide, he left. While my human was still looking at him, where he was perched on a ledge, sitting kind of like laying, but his elbow up, and he just vanished, the ledge and all. So when I called my auntie, I knew right away something was wrong. And she was like, oh, everything's okay. I'm like, no, something's up. You sure? Yeah, I'm fine. Well, come to find out, she was dying of cancer. Didn't want anyone to worry. Didn't want me to tell my mama, which was her sister. And my auntie was like my second mother. She didn't want to say anything. And I ended up telling my mom, because I got the second message from another spirit guide that it was cancer. I told my mother. My mother knew that we've always been in connection with our spirit guides. And my auntie ended up telling me and mama that she was calling out to God, but she didn't want to say it. And so you might find out that you're a channel, a medium, at the same time of reaching out and learning how to connect with your spirit guides. Because make no mistake about it, when you do, you are a channel. You are a medium. You are a vessel for the Most High. And that includes our spirit guides, okay? So, if you take that one example, you find the steps. Step 1 on how to connect with our spirit guides is you'll do it in the silence. Your human will be occupied. That can be through meditation. It can be through exercise. It can be through play. It can be through sleep. It can be through swimming. Anything that occupies your human. At that moment, that experience was my human was studying. My human was focused on a task. Remember, our human is autopilot. When your human is focused and on an autopilot mode, your human has blinders to the spiritual realm. And so your human will ignore what scares your human for a split second. And more, you'll train your human to acknowledge the spiritual phenomenons and just experiences that are happening so that your human is more comfortable with it and not so freaked out. Happens in the quiet. So once you are seeing an energy, it may be translucent, it may be a color, but from my experience and from my clients' experiences and from what I've researched, often it is of a hue, an aura, a color that is simply out of this world. It is something that is quite difficult to explain in human terms. The brilliance of divine energy is a color, an aura, a light that is not found in the physical realm that we call life. And in those moments of seeing an energy that is a beam of gold light, that is a beam of beautifully black light that you've never seen before in your life, and at the same time feeling so comforted, it alerts your human to the fact, the scientific fact, this is not something your human controls, which scares your human. So when you are connecting with your spirit guides, it is in the silence of that moment where your human is occupied. So best practice for you to start out with is going to be to meditate. That way, you and your human are both mindful and on task to connecting with your spirit guides. So let's say, okay, well, Nicole, I don't know how to meditate. That's okay. Meditation is simply focusing on an object and not holding your breath. That's it. So let's take my lip gloss here. Focus on this part of the lip gloss. And if that's too big, focus on any of these shapes. And take a deep breath in. You just meditated. Okay? It's that simple. You just want to repeat that. Now, when your mind is going off about the bills, about this, that, and the other, and your human eyes are focused on what's going on around her or him or them, that's telling you to just do it for less time. You don't have to try to reach the silence within your mind before your human is ready. And that's super important. Don't force your human into connecting with our spirit guides, because our human will cause our spirit guides to not show up, because our human will ignore even when our spirit guides are showing up. So our human will sabotage that moment every single time until you teach your human it's okay. We don't have to control this. We can embrace it. I'll come back over with another video about helping you connect with our spirit guides. But as a lasting bonus, I want to share with you that our spirit guides connect with us when we're filled with peace. Peace of heart, peace of mind, peace of body, soul. Just peace. So when you're in the chaos, and whatever that looks like to you, be it a toxic job, traffic, be it stressed out over a situation, loud in the house, and it just irritates your human, it's annoying, go somewhere else to connect with our spirit guides. Eventually you'll learn that even in the chaos of the third dimensional energy, your spirit guides will communicate with you, and you, our spiritual guides, very easily and very comfortably, because you will drown out the third dimensional noise. It takes practice. So do you need a sedative, or do you need ayahuasca tea? Do you need marijuana? Do you need alcohol? You don't need any of that. You just need the intention of wanting to reach out to our spirit guides, because they're your spiritual team, and peace as a focal point. And that you find through your breath. That's why meditation is so powerful. And again, you just meditated for a couple of seconds, and that's all it takes. I love you. Hit that subscribe button. I'm Nicole, and I'm here to teach you all about how to hear from God and learn all about your spiritual guidance. Comment down below about your experiences with your spirit guides. And I'll see you very soon. I love you.